We back in the building with another podcast, and this is RAWDOPE podcast, and I'm your host Ham 5000. So when you think about we got a RAWDOPE podcast alumni in the building. You know what I mean? The motherfuckers know about my guy. You feel me? He brought a special guest with him, so this just like one of those real touching episodes. So without further ado, everybody know my man because he's a RAWDOPE podcast alumni. I got the boy in the building, Ayo Beezy.
Whoa.
And my man Beezy brought a beautiful young lady with him today, and I want you to introduce this lady properly, the right way, and then we're gonna get into the interview and get an audience the reason why this interview is so important today on RAWDOPE podcast. So what's happening, Beezy?
Man, you already know what it is, man. I bought my man Ft.Truiee mom up here, man. I ain't
rest in peace.
Ain't really giving government up right now. I don't, you know what I mean? If she wants to, I'm gonna let her do that when she introduces.
You gotta tell the audience her name.
I'm saying
you got just her first name or whatever. Mob Dukes. We gonna call her Mob Dukes.
That's why I call her.
We got Mob Dukes in the building, but the proper way for when, because she's raising serious awareness. So we gotta know.
Like as soon as this happened for real, as soon as she got out to me, we straight linked. It wasn't no what's your name. Like she already knew my name because of him. I just already was gonna call her Mom Duke, so I never asked like, hey, what's your first and last name?
Right.
But I know on his song he said they want Tiana Frown. That's what he said.
Well, Mom Dukes, introduce yourself to our audience.
How y'all doing? I'm Tion's mother, aka Truiee.
Truiee.
Everybody know him as Truiee, OMC Truiee.
Yes.
To me, that was my Tion.
Right.
Tion Jones.
So we gonna get into that, but on this podcast, what we like to do before we get into depth into your son and the situation, before we talk to you, Beezy, we like to introduce our audience to the person. Usually we deal with comedians, hip hop artists, R&B artists, reggae entrepreneurs, so they kind of like somebody that's doing a thing on social media and just doing a thing in the public eye and just underground. But this is special because you don't sing, dance, or rap.
Right.
And I know that you came up here to shine a light on what's been going on in our city for the last, I'm honestly say it's been rough out here for the last 5 years. And also I lost my brother 2018. Somebody shot him 7 times in his sleep. You know what I'm saying? So, my mother go through it, so, my heart goes out to the mothers out here, but that's what we like to do. So we want you just to introduce yourself to our audience, tell us who you are, and then we'll get to why you here and what you got going on.
Thank you. Yes, I'm Truie's mom, and I feel like just because my son was murdered and he can no longer speak for himself, his music will always speak. And me being his mother, that's my job to advocate for my son.
Right.
I know my son's passion was music, and I know my son died trying to be heard. And I'm going to make sure that my son's voice is heard.
Yes.
That's my job.
And how long ago he passed?
4 days before Thanksgiving, November the 24th.
And I seen you on Fox. I do media, so I cover a lot, and I remember the hair. And when he told me about it, and then he just gave me a glance like this right here, I said, yeah, I remember on Fox in the air, and she was speaking out. I forgot what day that is or what they call it. It's a little segment they had, and I know you spoke out on that. And it's rough in the city of Baltimore right now because we had 300 and some murders, and so that left 300 and some mothers grieving. That left 300 and some fathers grieving. That left 300 and some grandmothers. That left 300 and plus kids out here because a lot of these guys were fathers, and they fathered. Some of them had one child, some of them had multiple children. So, we've been going through a lot, and I can't ask you the idiotic question of how do you feel, because I don't have any children, but I could just imagine the feeling of losing a child. You know what I mean? And in this platform, we really honored to have you here and just to talk about a little bit of it. So I don't want to refresh that day, but I had a conversation with my mother when she first got the phone call. So, and I remember I was incarcerated when I heard about my brother, and I remember the man told me, and what it was a Caucasian guy, and he said it just freely. Hey, your brother was murdered last night, and I passed out. You know, when he told my brothers, it was just like, it was nonchalant for him. He ain't say, sit down, brace yourself. He just said, hey, man, you can't go out. Your brother was murdered last night, and through DOC regulation, we can't let you out. And you probably ain't going to be able to go to the funeral for the safety of you. A whole bunch of gibberish. So I know the feeling from a brother standpoint, but I could never know the feeling from a parent. So you just enlighten us on a little bit of, like, you know, when he was born. Just talk a little bit about him. You know what I'm saying? We want to just celebrate his life a little bit and just get into a couple songs off his music. He had a mix CD, all right?
Yeah, he had might as well call it an album for real, man.
Well, he had an album out, classical album. So we gonna get into a couple songs, but introduce us to him.
Truiee was a humble person, a laid back type of young man that was very motivated. I mean, energy and a smile out of this world. My son was the type that he was different. My son was the type of young man that inspired other people. And I would literally think my son was paying me no mind. I would tell my son, think big and be big. And we would have our own little slogans. And I just, always encourage my son to be the best version of himself. But my son wasn't selfish with that. My son used that to inspire his peers and just always wanted somebody to keep going, no matter what they was going through or whether they felt like they failed or not. Like, my son was real encouraging. So it's horrible how our city won't embrace anybody positive. You know what I'm saying? I lost my son 4 days before Thanksgiving. And just the feeling, I mean, for a mother, I don't wish that on nobody. I don't wish that on my worst enemy. The pain, I mean, I was on my way to work and I got a text, said your son was shot. And even though they didn't say the severity of his injuries or, I had an empty feeling. It's a feeling as if somebody like dug in you and took your whole soul out, your whole insides. It's like I knew right then and there before I even got there. I had that feeling, and I had never had that feeling before. And like I said, that's a feeling that I'm seeing that there's so many other parents out here feeling as well. They didn't have that phone call or that knock at the door saying, get to the hospital or your baby didn't make it. And I don't wish that on nobody. Like, this city got to get it together. Like, we need to bring more awareness to just these parents out here and city officials, and like, for real, like, tomorrow not promised to nobody.
And I got my mother online right now, Evangelist Rush, and she went through the same thing in her project, in her process. And I remember me and my brother, we both got shot. And my mother was just telling us that when the phone rung that time of night, she knew something was wrong. You know what I mean? Phone ringing 2 o'clock in the morning. She knew it wasn't nothing good, and the phone rung multiple times. But unfortunately, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala saved my life, and I didn't die. And then my other brother didn't die, but the third son that she had that was, was a part of gun violence, he died. You know what I mean? He didn't make it. And, the first day it happened, I was locked up. I came home a day before my brother's funeral. So I didn't really get a chance to really see how it really affected my mother until like that funeral day. But, I could only go off of how it affected me. And it was something that you hear about people getting killed in Baltimore all the time, every day. It's normal when it shouldn't be normal, but you be like, it's different when it hit home. You know what I mean?
It's real different when it get home.
So we see it on the news all the time. And it's like when it hit home, you be like, wow, how, and etc. though. So Beezy, how you two, how y'all link up?
Truiee, he actually came through. The guy OMC Ant, he was coming through recording, and they was crew, and they was young, man. I think it was like 2014. I had a studio in North and Dukeland, and they was coming through, and I remember they was doing collabs and stuff, and fast forward, I mean, we was never around that time. We was never close, but fast forward, we always had a cool connection, but it wasn't until like 2016 when I moved, and he was begging for me to come back from Atlanta, and when I came back, he pulled me up and he was like, yo, like, cause Ant was kind of blowing up a little bit, not too much, but he was like, yo, I'm really trying to take it serious. And it was probably like 2017. It was we was working on his mixtape from 17 until I know it was like around the middle of 2019. We was sitting at the end of the tape, and around this time we really locked in for real, you feel me? And you feel me, like I remember he was saying, yo, it took me about 2 years to
get this project done.
Yeah, because of, I didn't know the severity of what was going on with that issue of what happened. I didn't even know that none of that stuff happened with him, with the police and stuff like that, for real. I didn't even know, but he was telling me a lot of different stuff he was going through, or the stuff with his brother. You feel me? Stuff he talked about in his music. Like, yo, I ain't gonna lie. A lot of people be bluffing so much, for real. Not saying I thought he was bluffing. I don't pay people music attention enough, for real, because so many people just be doing it. But I know a couple times, cause he real passionate in his music. A couple times I meant to say something, but you feel me? Yeah, man, yeah, we got real. I met him too. Summing it all up, met him 14. We got real personal, cool 17 through 19, for real.
What type of guy was he?
He was it's crazy. He yo, he's so energetic sometimes, and he's so laid back sometimes. And then it's like, his music, I can't explain it because he developed over the years, but it's crazy. He always had wordplay and stuff he talked about. But him as a person, he was always humble. And to me, you feel me, he always respected me. You feel me? Because I only chill with them in studio environments. I never got to chill with them outside of the studio. But in the studio, he respected Mike Beezy. You feel me? Like, far as, like, he gave me the utmost respect. He always took my, you feel me, answers, and whatever he asked me, he took it personal, for real. Like, he didn't play about me because he really wanted to make it as an artist. So anything he needed to do for us, like, he like, yo, he an entrepreneur. Like, yo, yeah. I'm about to get a laptop. You feel me? I'm like, yo, if you did search, I give you the sauce if you get a laptop. He straight came to my studio. I don't know how long it took. I can't remember. He came to my studio with a Mac. I said, damn. Gave him the Reaper and shit, you feel me? He started recording and stuff. Then I gave Reaper to his man, and then I gave his man the mix sauce. Like, the mix sauce is how you make the sound good. And then he called me and he was like, yo, my man trying to sell me the sauce for $300. I'm like, bro, come over here, yo. I got you for free,
downloaded for self. You downloaded for self.
I got you for free, for real. So you feel me? He grabbed the whole studio. Like, some people just want to rap. He wanted to do it all, for real. You feel me? Like, yeah, he talented, for real. Cause yesterday we was playing some music that he recorded himself. I'm like, damn. Yo was on there fucking with the effects and shit, you feel me? Like, he did what I told him, like, bro, you can record yourself, but go ahead and dig and try and mix yourself a little bit. Try to, you feel me? Because one day you gonna be an OG, and you can, you feel me, be dictating behind the boards, like, yo, turn up this EQ a little bit, like, turn down the compression, you feel me? You need to know that, you feel me? You just don't want to be a rapping dummy, you feel me?
Right.
So, yo, he listened to me, you feel me? He one of the few, probably like 5 artists out of 1,000 artists I recorded that got their own laptop, went to get the mic, you feel me? Then he had humble, like, real good people that was like, man, I got you, you feel me? And you feel me? And it helped out, because a lot of people in Baltimore don't got people that, you feel me, give them anything, for real. So
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
So was that your like oldest son or your youngest son or
That's my oldest out of two.
your oldest out of
Boys.
two? Wow. What we want to do is my engineer Kenny, shout out to Big Kenny, and shout out to the Spot Hookah Lounge, 1800 Woodlawn Drive. We in the building, 1808 Woodlawn Drive, the Spot Hookah Lounge, man. They got comedy Thursdays in the fucking building. You gotta shoot over here and fuck with them and tell them you fuck with Raw Dope Podcast and you get that discount. But Kenny, they gave you some music. Let's get into one of his songs. You know what I mean? I want to get into one of his songs. You know, and it's tough because Baltimore lost a lot of good artists before they could make it. You know what I mean?
Watch out for them snake niggas.
Yes.
It's a risk that you take.
RAWDOPE Podcast exclusive.
Risk that you take.
Rest in peace.
Dragaholics mixtape.
It's a risk that you take, nigga. Gotta watch out for them fake niggas. Middle finger to the Jake niggas. Watch out for them snake niggas. It's the risk that you take, nigga. It's the risk that you take. It's the risk that you take, nigga. Gotta watch out for them fake niggas. Middle finger to the Jake niggas. Watch out for them snake niggas. It's the risk that you take, nigga. It's the risk that you take. Lights and action, there's no movie. He seen flashes from the Ft.Truiee. See these older niggas, no, not to hesitate to use it. And his younger was just stunting. He ain't have a chance to use it. And to make the story shorter, they had opened his medulla. See the moral to the story is gotta watch your back and keep your hand up on your strap, because your right hand man will be the one that leave you left. Niggas smile in your face as they watch your every step, like there is no foul in the game without the ref. Niggas changing up for checks. He thought he wanted a five, but he stabbed you in your back. I thought he was my little brother, but he switched up like the rest. You can tell by his ways that his mind was DVS. I ain't no dummy, ain't shit funny. Don't hit my line if it ain't about money. All that talking slick, I ain't with it. Ain't no chief people, let's get it. I got some high lows for the snub. I break the law and run from the fuzz. I don't regret the man who I was, cuz it's the risk that you take, nigga. Gotta watch out for them fake niggas. Middle finger to the Jake niggas. Watch out for them snake niggas. It's the risk that you take, nigga. It's the risk that you take. It's the risk that you take, nigga. Gotta watch out for them fake niggas. Middle finger to the Jake niggas. Watch out for them snake niggas. It's the risk that you take, nigga. It's the risk that you take.
Smoke some, bitch.
Yes.
Man, y'all already know what the fuck it is, man. OMC shit.
OMC.
Right here with mixtape Beezy, man. Hey, Beezy.
Yeah.
Yes. So when you first heard the mixtape, Mom Dukes, when you first heard the mixtape, how did you feel? You saw the vision.
I said, that's my son. That's him. That's him. He put that together. Like, his music was real. His music was raw. His music was personal. You know, you don't even hear that kind of rap no more like that. You know, like my son's music was different. It's almost like it would tell you a story. You know what I'm saying? But they were true stories.
Yes.
True stories. All true stories. Whether it was him that he was talking about or somebody else. Whether it was family or whomever. Like, my son just got deep. And it's like people could relate to that. You know what I'm saying? These streets is deep.
Yeah.
You know, the city is everything. Like,
So where you think he heard the talent from to rap?
I'm gonna say God gave him that gift.
Yes, Pops didn't rap.
Pops ain't rap. No, I'm
You ain't
into
rap?
poetry, but I don't even wanna, you know, I'm listen, that was my son thing. That was a gift that he was born with. I don't want neither one of us parents to try to take, you get what I'm saying? Whether I like poetry, whether his father do, whatever his father do. That was my son's gift.
Yeah, but
that
if you
was
like the
something-
poetry, you blessed him with that gift. Because that means
Definitely.
you's a writer. That means you write.
I'm telling you,
Right,
way
so-
the way I live my life is kind of like my father, 'cause I've been around my father and I kind of breathe my father. The way I heard you talk, that boy, he got that from you. I'm telling you.
You know
He know
me,
how
had
to.
to.
He know how to talk and it with meaning. You feel me? Some people know how to talk and yell, and people will feel it. But it's like when you talk with meaning, you hit the heart every time. Like, whoa, you feel me?
I
He
felt the
got.
song.
You feel me? Like,
We got more of his music, right?
I
That ain't the only thing. That song ain't the only thing we got. So now this moment you got that I saw you on the news, and then Beezy brought it to my attention. And Beezy is my friend. You know what I mean? Outside of music, and also, you know, he put together my nephew Spaz with the Bad Project, and I met Beezy probably in 2013. He was working out of studio on North Avenue, and we've been friends for the last 7 years. And when I first met Beezy, it's funny because I know you met the humble Beezy, but when I met Beezy, he was cussing us out when we came in the studio. Man, I ain't gonna be doing this on nobody time. And we was actually recording Dro a CD. So we in there, and I say, what's wrong with him? Because this was the first time I met him. So I said, what the fuck is wrong with this nigga? And niggas like, no, that's just how he is, yo. You, my man, Drugger, aka Astro Band, A Boogie. My man, he was like, yo, you gonna love him. Just let him vent for a little while. He just need a blunt. Just let him. And he like, you notice we ain't saying nothing. He cusses out every time we come in here. And that's how I met Beezy. And I met Beezy. And when I met Beezy, I met a sincere dude. And I remember when Beezy made that transition to Atlanta. And I was in jail, and he was telling me he's putting some music out that I was on. And I was like, Beezy, you great. I said, Beezy, don't worry about what you've been through. You great. Just keep doing what you're doing. Never give up and keep on pushing. Because us in this entertainment field, whether you're doing podcasts, radio, rapping, singing, or dance, it's hard. You know what I mean? We kick out so much time, energy, and money and don't receive nothing. And people laugh at us because they be like, damn, man, you gave up an opportunity of getting a new car, but you brought equipment. You know what I mean? You gave up an opportunity to do this, but you renting out a spot. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you ain't do this for your nieces and nephew, but you paying for the podcast shit. So people don't understand us in this business. You know what I mean? Even entrepreneurs, sometimes people don't see your vision. And one of my favorite movies is the one with Will Smith with his son. What's it called? The Pursuit of Happiness. Because I said he drilled and drilled and drilled, and everything he was doing was entrepreneur status, and his old lady didn't believe in him. So when instantly when he was telling me the story, I want to do this with the Mom Dukes. I need a narrator. And I said, Beezy, I'm with it. That's all I kept saying. Then I said, I'm with it. Whatever you behind, I'm with it. And that's what I do. So give us a little input on what are you raising awareness on, and what's the plan for this 2020 with you and your movement and your campaign?
My plan at this moment is to be obedient to God, and whichever way He moved me, that's which way I've been stepping. Because I'm gonna be honest, it's not like I really even. I'm grieving hard, and it seemed like my grieving actually started after the funeral. So if it was up to me, I'd just be in my own little world, not even doing anything. You know what I'm saying? But it's like God moved me, like to speak to other people, and I'm raising awareness to for all of our sons. Like I just thought I was originally speaking out just for my kid. But it's like I'm raising awareness for all our kids. Like what can we do out here to help stop this madness? You know what I'm saying? Like I want to reach out to the community. I want to just reach out to people, let them know like my son died, but let my son the blood that he shed, let it save your kid's life. Let it save another life out here. You know what I'm saying? Like, it took a village to raise a child, and they say that in the Bible. Like, we got all look out for each other's kids out here. It's not just me, just because I lost my son. Like, you can't just sit back and say, you know, oh, that doesn't apply to me. It applies to all of us. You know, we all out here trying to raise our kids and see them be able to grow and grow into who they going to be and into their purpose. Yes. You know, and my son knew who he was. And it's like, I don't want my son, you know, just because my son, like I said, just because my son was murdered, I don't want my son's name to just, you know, like he was just another number, like they named him. You know, they listed him as number 311. I'm like, nah. You know, I understand y'all do statistics, but that's my son's life. You know, that's my son. My son not just a number.
So this thing you got is like a non-profit organization, or it's just a campaign? Because I know we were going to work on a documentary and everything, and I think it's important. I honestly think it's important because it's so many mourning parents out here that it's ridiculous in our town. Like it's so sad. I be home at night and I be with my lady and we be laid back and I be like, somebody got killed today. I'm like, this shit's starting to get out of control. Like it's started getting out of control, and I just went through something today that I want to share with everybody. I got a niece. My brother got murdered. He had 4 children. And today, my niece got home under put on her leg, and she's 9 years old because she was in a car with her older siblings, and they got caught and they got arrested. But you mean to tell me that they arrested my 9-year-old niece today? 9 years and put her on home under a 9-year-old. So I'm like, what the fuck is the world coming to? You know what I mean? We got to be more conscious on the ways we raise our daughters. Got me be more conscious on the raise a man. And I know that my mother was a single mother with 7 children. And then I grew up with my grandmother. So it was like, it was always the women there. You can commit the worstest crime ever, but when you sitting in that courtroom, it's 2 places that your mother and your grandmother and your sister's going to be. They're going to come to, it's 3. They're going to come to prison to see you. They're going to be there at the front row of your funeral. You understand what I'm saying? And niggas ain't gonna be there like your mother, your grandmother, your sisters, or even your girlfriend. These women are always front line with the shit, and it's sad. It's very much sad. So when I just heard the stories of it, it's sad to me. And I grew up in the streets. I'm 40 years old, and I've been out on the streets for 28 years since I was 12 years old. And as a black man coming about here, I get off parole March the 20th, 2020, and we in 2020. And I said, damn, I be asking all my homeboys that's not on parole and probation, how does it feel? Because I've been in the system since I was 12 years old. Like, yo, how I feel not to have a PO or not check in and you ain't got no papers and you can get a passport and you can just do the normal shit. I don't know how I feel, and then I'm ready to get that feeling in the next 45, 50 days. Inshallah, make it today. You know what I mean? And it hurts my heart as a man because they said Baltimore wasn't that bad since 93. And I was just graduating from middle school in 93, and so much was going on in the city I didn't understand. And I guess it wasn't meant for me to understand. So now in 2019, I seen it firsthand, and it's ridiculous. You know what I mean? And one thing that I said I was never going to do, I said, I don't know why a person got killed. I know the reason they said that my brother was murdered. I know that reason, and that reason to me was stupid. And Beezy, you spoke on about Scooter when you said that the streets didn't allow Scooter to be your favorite artist because he left before he can give us what we want. Ever since you said that over a year ago, that shit been right here, bro. Mm-hmm. I tell everybody, Beezy came on a podcast 2018, and he told me this. He was like, man, Scooter, they didn't allow Scooter to be my greatest artist. And same thing with this artist and this man, mother sitting here right now. The music that he got, they didn't allow him to be great. And we never question God. If we all people of God and we love God, we never question God's work. But sometimes us as human beings, we be like, why? You know what I'm saying? We be like, why this happened? You know, I asked myself, I got shot 5 times. And I said, I survived. I never lost consciousness, and God was just with me. But I watched a man, my friend, die right next to me. I'm stretched out. He's stretched out. He like, I'm all right. Then he like, call the ambulance. He ain't talk no more. I don't understand that. So I'm like, you know, when I went to sleep and went through the anesthesiologist and went through my surgery, I just didn't never want to get there. He didn't talk no more. And 3 days later when I woke up, he told me he was dead. And I'm like, you know, why not me? Like, why? You know what I mean? And you can never second guess God. So I know that was a difficult thing for you to deal with. So what advice do you got for the mothers that have been through that trauma and pain and that might not take it as easy as you? Because I'm going to say shout out to Black Ebony. A friend of mine, childhood friend of mine, she lost her son and daughter in 1 year. I think, if I'm not mistaken, 6 months apart. She only got 2 kids, and both of them was a part of, she lost both of them. Regardless of how it happened, she lost both of her children in a calendar year. You know what I mean? So what advice or what words of encouragement you got for mothers to prevent this before it happened? Because it's like, we can't say God's work. We can't say if we walk out that door right now at 1808 Woodlawn Drive, the spot Hookah Lounge. We walk out there right now, we don't know if that's our last day. When we drive home, we don't know it was our last day. You know what I mean? It's like when I remember me getting shot, everybody ran because they were scared. And for about 10 minutes, it was quiet. Only of us talking, and the angel of death was in that area. And some people heard me say that might think I'm crazy because my man died. The angel of death right there. There's 3 of us on the ground. Everybody ran. Before everybody came back to the scene, this man lost his life. You know what I mean? And I remember that vividly with my own 2 eyes. My mother wasn't there. My homeboys wasn't there. Nobody I love was there. It was just me fighting for my life. You know what I'm saying? It was just me fighting for my life when I want my mother and my father. And us as men, we tend to do a lot, and we tend to rebel against mommy, rebel against our fathers. But we get in a tight situation. I just wanted my mother or my grandmother. You know what I'm saying? I just wanted that woman there. You feel me? I know my father and my brothers and my friends, they was there for the battle part of it. But it comes a time where you wanted a hug. I laid on the ground in the streets of Baltimore on my back, looking at the sky because I can't move no other type of way. Looking at my sky, so I always think about my brother was asleep. I say, what was he thinking before he went to sleep? Was he drunk? Was he high? What did my man think about? Because somebody murdered him in the sleep, shot him 7 times. I always wonder what he thinks. So for you as a mother, and I don't want to take you too far back there to make this emotional roller coaster, but this podcast, we want people to look at this and get something out of it. You know what I'm saying? We want them to get something out of it, and I just want to kind of like just to that moment, because I can answer my own question because you can't explain it. If you never, my mother know how you felt because she lost her son, and she could relate to you on every level. But the mothers that's watching this that never lost a child, they can't relate to that. They only can imagine. You know what I'm saying?
Stay close to your kids. Stay prayed up out here. Stay close to your children as much as possible as far as the people they around. It's like, I could tell my son could walk in a house, or I could come around my son. You could feel bad vibes. And the sad part about it, it could be somebody that's very close to you. So, I just feel as though, like I said, this crazy to even have to bury your child and to have to be speaking out about your son being gone at 22.
Oh my God.
To me, he was still that was still my baby.
Still a baby.
Whether he was a grown man or not, that was still a young man or not, that was still my son, my baby.
Right.
And it's like, I just want all of us mothers out here, like, speak out. Stay on top of things. Like, you gotta speak out. We can't just let our city just go down like this. Like, you gotta speak out. You gotta speak out against things that's not right. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, when I was speaking at the town hall, my main thing to them was, y'all invest in things that y'all want to invest in. Y'all keep calling the squeegee boys the menaces, and they the hearts of the city. Them kids starving. They hungry.
Shout out to the
They don't have
squeegee boys.
shout out to them. They don't have no resources. You don't know their situations.
Listen, and for anybody that's watching this, before you get with the campaign to say fuck the squeegee boys, stop, pull over, and ask them what's going on. And I guarantee you look at them different. You know what I mean? I guarantee you look at them different. When I saw that shit with town hall meetings and I saw Jack Young, the mayor, he said that a squeegee boy told him, he said, why y'all doing this, man? Because I'm trying to put food in my stomach. So what if this not happen? He said, then we going to sell drugs. He said, what if you can get locked up for selling drugs? And he said, then we going to start killing for money. And I said, you the motherfucking mayor of the city. He said, you want them little guys wasn't that dumb to give them their names. But they said, we going to start killing. We going to start dropping bodies. And that's what the hell they been doing. You feel me? That's what they been doing. You feel me? That's what they've been doing, and it's going on. And I got a problem. Like, how can somebody trying to wipe your window off for $5? Because when we was young, after we caught the game, we wasn't thinking about squeezing. We was thinking about a pack. Fuck that squeezing. Fuck going to the market. Fuck washing cars. I'm gonna sell drugs. And of course, it gave us lengthy criminal backgrounds, and we've been through hell. Now you got these group of kids that's not trying to sell drugs. They just trying to, you know, do something positive. When you got the fucking city and the delegates and the congressmen and the fucking goddamn governor and the mayor trying to get the squeegee boys off and making $1. I don't understand that. I don't understand that. I don't understand that.
That's their way to distract us and make us feel as if, you know, the problem are just our own children. Yes, some of our kids have some issues due to their circumstances, but a lot of it is, again, their situation. They in a suppressed environment.
Yeah.
When they rebuild, you know, when they rebuilt, you know, down there by Eagle Street, all of that, John Hopkins.
Yeah.
When they rebuilt that area, what they do? They removed all our people.
Yes, they did.
So whenever they rebuilding somewhere, they removing our people. Then it's like they put their money into what they want to put their money into, and that was my main point when I spoke about the speed cameras and stuff like that. When they get money for the city, they don't put it into our school systems.
They don't.
They don't put it into our communities. They don't put it, you know, they don't invest in our children. Our children are our biggest investment. They don't invest in our children. So my point is, our kids' lives matter just like they feel like their kids' lives matter.
Our kids' fucking lives
they
matter.
have more attention on. They had a press conference for the seagulls. Now I'm all for animals too. But they had a press conference for the seagulls that were killed out in the county. They said, we got a $5,000 reward and this is not going to happen and this, that, and the third. And it's like, wait a minute, we down here burying our kids.
Right.
And y'all are doing press conferences for seagulls. And like I said, I love animals, but I need for our city to pay attention to these young black kids that are losing their lives. Provide some resources for these kids.
Right.
Do something for these young men. Allow them other opportunities instead of just building, you know, institutions for them. Yes. When y'all get the funds for the schools, really put it inside the school system. Get your hands out the cookie jar. That was my main point to them. But us as mothers that have been burying our kids out here, I just want us all to stick together to be able to help save somebody else's child's life. Speak out. Do something. Just be some type of, you know, everybody not going to do the same thing, and I understand that. But if we all play some kind of part, you know, talk to your kids. Let them know it's okay to be different. You don't have to fit in. You know, you don't, and that's what I loved about my son. My son stood out. My son was just no other. Can't nobody match how my baby was.
So you said that was the oldest out of your two children. So you had two sons or a son and a daughter?
2 boys.
How's his brother? How's his brother doing?
He taking it his own way.
Right.
Messed up too.
We're going to get into another one of his songs right now, man. You know what I mean? Introduce this song, Beezy.
It's called Strange Fruit, man. If you don't know what Strange Fruit is, Google it, man. Google what Strange Fruit is, man. It's about Black history, man.
Google it.
Couldn't believe it. I found it out.
RAWDOPE podcast.
As black people, we blind. Bitch, if you play with me, you die. So don't get left behind. Once it's your time, you can't unwind. Them white people won't outshine. Bitch, you gon' respect my mind. Ain't no more crime. now straight you down. Look, my brother, why we killing each other? They want us to hate and get rid of each other. It's in our face, but we colorblind. The facts they're giving us is all a lie. The higher power is the black eye. A real gangster ain't a bad guy. He's a black man with a suit and tie. They'd kill Obama if he reveal his secret, but instead he pushes to be better people. We are still in slavery, we had no freedom, but there's still a chance. We are not defeated. You gain all the power, we must be conceited. You should've listened to your father. Now you're a problem solver. Gotta stay with your revolver. Bodies you can white chalk and thought you was getting murdered. Bitch, I listened to our father. Bitch, I left you at the altar. People love to see me down. I can see it through these clowns. There's different vibes when I'm around. Hating on me cause my sound. Why you wanna take my crown? Put me 6 in the ground. And my right hand man Justin told me how he felt. I'm in this shit all by myself. My cousin's acting all phony. My brother put his hands on me. I don't want your love, homie. I do better by my lonely. I don't fuck with my father. He don't fuck with me. It is what it really is. I don't care what it be. We will never be the same. He called his own son lame. That washed up old man. He flashed money in my face in front of a whole bunch of snakes. I walked off on his ass. He thought he put me in my place. They laughing all each other's face. He lost all my respect and I will never give it back. He used air for a check, but I ain't had to tell you that. I put it all on the line. As black people we blind. Bitch, if you play with me you die. So don't get left behind. Once it's your time, you can't unwind. Them white people won't outshine. Bitch, you gon' respect my mind. Ain't no more crime. Now straight you down.
Baltimore hood shit.
Baltimore hood shit.
Yeah.
Baltimore hood shit. So listen, we gonna talk about the documentary, and like I say you need a narrator. God be more than honored, and I feel like it's my calling to do that. And that's why, I told Beezy when you thought about it, shout out once again, I want to say shout out to the spot, Hookah Lounge, 1808 Woodlawn Drive, man. This is a black business, and they're giving out opportunities, man. I gave them a phone call, got in contact with my man, Black Bottle Tay, shout out to Black Bottle Tay, and I told him I needed a spot because, they've been in the city and everybody know what that means. If you know, you know. And my uncle, he got locked up and, they took away that home. Remember we was talking about that home? They took away my home, the home for RAWDOPE podcast. They took that away from me due to some things I'm not going to speak about. So I reached out to my man Tay and he told me, man, come here, man. And he found the way for me without, without the bouginess, without the extra shit, just straight toward and forward. So when Beezy told me what you was trying to do, I said, hey, it's going to cost us, it's going to cost y'all something, but not a lot. But these black entrepreneurs, they giving out opportunities and something like that. A person can't deny that.
Absolutely.
This one want to do a documentary about young guys being murdered, 25 and under, with 30 and under being murdered in Baltimore at a rapid pace. You know what I'm saying? God damn it, we lose more guys out in the Baltimore streets than they losing at war. You know what I'm saying? At war for senseless shit. And sometimes it bothers me because I be like, why the fuck is so many of these guys dying? You know what I'm saying? If it ain't over money, if it ain't over property, if it ain't over business, what is it over? You know what I mean? So in the documentary, what angle are you looking forward to going? And how many, I think your documentary should be a 5-part series. I'm a Muslim, so I believe in all odd numbers. So I believe it should be either 3 or 5-part series because you can't tell a story of Baltimore and can't tell your pain in one episode. It's impossible. It's scientifically unethical. It wouldn't even make sense. So it has to be a trilogy of this because people got to see these neighborhoods, these blocks, and hear from these different women. And, and I noticed, like my mother, she was going through a situation where she took blame. It's my fault. I wasn't just type of mother, but I had to tell her like, man, no, it don't work like that. You know what I mean? And how did you get through that?
I'm still going through it.
Wow.
Because as a mother, it's like, your job is to protect your child. Like I said, no matter what age, you just feel as though you are always responsible for this person, for them to be here, for them to prosper, for them to learn, for them to grow. Like, you just there with them every step of the way. So I felt like I let my son down. Like, what happened? Like, how I lose my baby, how my son was texting me as that was going on. And it's crazy because he had got to that age where, yeah, he wanted to, he grown. I see him when I see him. He doing him. That's how he felt at that age, 22. Okay, I understand that. However, as a parent, you never want to let go. You never want to feel as though, they grown. Even when they grown, you worry. You praying for them. But that particular day, my youngest son had sent a text message to my oldest son saying, come home, come play the game with me, come play Fortnite or something. And it's crazy because my son was texting me back at the time of injury.
Wow.
At the time of injury.
Like what
so
I just
on
told
his
you,
death
you want
certificate.
You want your mother. I told you that.
At the time of injury, my son was texting me, I'm coming home. And my son never made it to me. I'll never forget that. Never. My son texts me, I'm coming home.
Wow. That's deep. It's like I'm lost for words when you think about that. So with your documentary that's coming up, like what points do you want to hit in this situation?
No, I'm cutting real quick.
Go ahead,
cause,
no, the one we working on.
Yeah, because
it's
we
two
kinda,
different things.
We was kind of talking about it yesterday for real. We was trying to do a documentary on rappers in Baltimore that with the moms or whatever.
Right.
Of the probably
Of the deceased rappers.
Yeah.
So it's like we gotta school the moms.
No, I mean if it don't even really matter, you feel me? Whoever, because everybody not willing to. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what we going dealing with now. Everybody not willing to speak up. You feel what I'm saying? Like I told her, some people, the murderer, you know what I'm saying, is still out there, never been caught, so they don't want to be all on camera and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So right now, that's what we. You know what I mean?
But I feel like fuck that. I feel like at the end of the day, I'ma keep it real, and I ain't even trying to get on no gangster shit. Man, my motherfucking mother can get on the camera and speak about what she want to speak about. Either it's going two ways. Either my mother going to be in the courtroom seeing me off, or she made the further home. Because, man, I dare you niggas to bother this woman. I dare you niggas to bother these women and speaking out against or what the fuck they want to speak on. And it's something that Uncle T and them been doing. Black man got to step up. Yo, you going to leave them people the fuck alone and mind your motherfucking business. You get what I'm saying? Because whatever Shorty did or whatever anybody else did, they got killed. They out of it. They off the battlefield. That's an old military saying he out of it. He gone. He can't come back. We can't call him up and say, yo, come back. They want to talk about it. We can't do that. So leave these people the fuck alone and let them mourn the way they want to mourn and let them help the next mother that might go through that. Because you got the way shit going, you got 300 more mothers might see the shit this year. Before we get to December the 31st. 300 more motherfucking, 500 mothers might see it. Look at Chicago. 600-700 mothers seeing this shit. You get what I'm saying? So leave them people the fuck alone. Yo, when I was younger, it was things that you just didn't do. You ain't serve a pregnant woman no crack cocaine. You ain't disrespect the old man or the woman, or nigga was slapping the shit out you, yo. You ain't pull no gun out on your man because niggas was checking you. The motherfuckers that gotta say so, the U.S. government is in our town locking them up. So you say, y'all say there's a problem in the city with these niggas, you lock up 418 niggas was locked up on federal drug charges. But the murder rate went up. And then you got these people on TV saying, hey, we locking the drug dealers up because that's the violence. You lock the drug dealers up and the violence is rapidly in Baltimore. So somebody ain't right. You get what I'm saying? Somebody ain't right. So I want to be a part of these women. You ain't got to hide because you got black men that's going to step up and say, we protecting you, sister. Go out and speak on about what you want to speak about because that shit is over with. Whatever reason my brother may got killed, he out the race. The mission was completed on that. But you're not going to stop my mother for speaking out and trying to help these other women that might be facing this or going through this. And I want all the women to get together because at the end of the day, we come from a woman.
Right, that's what
you know what I'm saying. We come from a woman.
We kind of need help with, you feel me, with encouraging people to speak up. We try and keep it, you feel me, like to anywhere between 3 and 5. You feel me? Just so you feel me. Maybe like you said, it can be a part 1, part 2. You feel me? But maybe if some people see the first one, they want to hop in and do another one, and then you feel what I'm saying. But like I just know right now, like she trying to push for his birthday, and I know we
When
can't
is his
be.
birthday?
That's in July.
And we can't be, you know, and she's serious, so we can't be playing around. And you know, if we gotta get who we gonna get now and really get to it, because every second we waste, you know, somebody dying for real. So I mean,
Yeah, so you say you pushing for his birthday, and that's in July. So you want the documentary to drop in July?
Now that's what Beezy actually, like I said, we was just talking about this yesterday. He's including, you know, whatever other moms out here that have lost a child victim to the streets, and as far as that was out here making music. So I'm not really sure as far as, you know, what date that he really want to get that out there like that. I was just saying that when I was, because we had a different, you know, we had a different understanding until yesterday for real. So I'm actually still gonna work on something for Ft.Truiee, like a documentary.
Rest in peace to Ft.Truiee.
Rest in peace to my son. I'm actually working on one at the same time.
I want to narrate it.
Yes, it's a lot. It's a lot, and I actually want to show who he was, and like I said, allow him to still be heard out here. So I don't want to take away from no other mothers. So Beezy going, you know, we putting together something right now. He's putting together something.
I told him I want my mother to join you too. My mother, she's an evangelist. You know, she's in a church, and I couldn't get her tonight because she had an event tonight. But because you and my mother could relate. You know, she's 56 years old. And, you know, my mother, she been through a lot, and I just see the pain in her face, and I realize something that I want to say this for my audience so everybody can know is I never lived without my mother, but my mother lived without me. You know what I mean? I never in my life lived without my mother, but my mother lived without me. And unfortunately, since 2005, I've been living without my father. You get what I'm saying? But I never lived without my mother. I can't tell you, nigga, I am one. No, I ain't never lived without her, even if she was there or if she wasn't. I just never went days without my mother, because she lived before me, and hopefully I could bury her and she don't have to bury me, because that's the way it's supposed to go. You supposed to bury your mother, not your mother burying you. So I commend the mothers, because they lived without us, but we never lived without our mothers. You know what I mean? And some people did, but you know, a lot of us didn't. So that's just my thing. And I think the documentary will be real important for the culture and the community. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So, you know what I mean? That's just where I'm at with it. But we're going to get into another one of your son's songs right here.
Niggas could've got me, but they didn't. They was puffing on a mission. I be on the mountain where it's rain, but they know L&B is what I claim. I ain't never going to. Morning I wake up with a positive mindset to go get it. Even if I fail, I always think with a positive mindset to stay strong. It's been a cold ass day, I've been in a long hallway. I know they wanna railroad me, I can't go nowhere. I've been through the storm, no rain. They say you true my baby, don't leave me, baby. I'm hoping you believe me, baby. Them niggas wanna beat me, baby. You forever my lady, I won't let them deceive me, baby. You know this bitch will never won't save me, I'ma die real nigga. Clutch her with my finger on the trigger. Them niggas could've got me, but they didn't. They was bluffing on the mission. I be on the mountain where it's rain, but they know L&B is what I claim. I ain't never going to change. I had to cut a lot of niggas off. We used to be 100, I'm sure. Now I feel like I'm alone. I feel like I'm stronger on my own. I hope you on my side before I'm gone. Be I'm riding right or wrong. I can tell I'm in your stomach from your moan. I know you wanna leave me, but you don't. As I miss emotions go. Baltimore, a lot of niggas down. Disrespect me and get hit up with that iron pussy, nigga. I ain't lying. Bullets get the 5. Bitch, I put it all up on the line. That's what black people we blind. It's easy to get caught up in these streets. You feeling like it's either you or me. That ain't the way it gotta be. These bitches out here fucking for some love. I guess she want the presence of a thug, baby, you know what it was. These youngins out here killing for a name. Some bitches out here fucking for the fame. Guess it's all part of the game. I gotta keep my head up on swivel. You play me, then you gotta get your issues. Send my shooters out to get you. I know them niggas watching all my moves. I guess they wanna see what I'ma do, so I play that shit cool. You know my mama ain't raised no fool. That's why I gotta stay by my tool. I can't play by the rules. I had a situation with my man. We supposed to stay together to the end, but we just can't be friends.
Rest
Just
in
can't
peace,
be
little
friends.
bro. Rest in peace, little bro.
We just can't be friends.
I got Baltimore, one of my favorite DJs in the motherfucking building.
Yeah, mix this
I made Dragaholic.
Baltimore hood shit.
I made Dragaholic, man. We back, man. We played 3 songs from a talented artist in Baltimore that lost his life to the tragedy, violence in our city. And we had his beautiful mother in the building. And then we got one of my favorite DJs. Now, I'm going to keep it real with you, Beezy. Nelly Nell's my #1 DJ. You know what I mean? I'm going to be real, right? No, I'm lying. Nelly Nell is my second favorite DJ. My first favorite DJ is DJ Booby. Then it's DJ Nelly Nell, and then it's LBZ. You know what I mean? Top 3 dead. Cause I'm an older guy, so DJ, you know about DJ Booby, track 8. And then Nelly Nell, you know, I went to Emerson. I'm an Emerson alumni. Shout out to the Redskins. I think they the Storm now. But I remember when he was D Smooth, so Nelly Nell was like my fucking favorite DJ. Then it's you, Beezy, because you installed a lot of classics. You know what I mean? I had GGL Slick up here.
Yeah, I seen it.
It was good. It's a good interview. I'm proud of him. He's back home and working, but Beezy. And another thing, you met and you connected with one of the genuinest people I know. This man don't got no shit with him. You know what I mean? His words is his word. He gonna show up, even if he running late. His hair might be going back. You might get in the car and he might start talking to himself. But he 100% who he say he is, you know what I mean? And if he say he gonna do something, he gonna fucking do that shit, and he gonna get it done, man. He gonna get it done, man. And I love him so much, man. And I'm glad that y'all raised this, and I think this thing could be big. I think this can be big because it'd be a lot of things that be swept under the rug, and a lot of things that we don't understand until we find a circumference of people that's going through the same thing. Because sometimes you could be in your bed at night and you could think you're the only one going through this, but there's a whole bunch of people going through this that's scared to speak out about it. You know what I mean? For a while, my mother was scared. She was scared, like, that guy that did that, he might do this, he might do that. I'm scared. She worried. And any man know you can't have my mother shook. You know what I mean? You can have me shook or have me scared. But nigga, you got my mother scared. I got to do something. You know what I mean? And a lot of mothers lost their son to the court system and to the streets though. And it's sad. It's just truly sad. So what do you say to a mother that, because we done had a couple murders this week already? You know what I mean? It's fucked up because you say, okay, my son passed away in November, and maybe I could get just a break of it. But when you hit your remote and see, God damn, it's 5 mothers that's going through this today. This news is fresh to them. You understand what I'm saying? 10 this news is fresh over and over again, man. Over and over again. So how far that you willing to take this awareness?
Ain't no limits. Ain't no limits. Like I said, I didn't even see this coming. I just know I was mourning the death of my son. So
we didn't even know we were doing this today. I just did. Remember, I just did.
Yeah.
Shout out to
Come to
100
check
grand,
out.
man. Yeah, y'all was supposed to come to check out the spot. Then it turned into an interview.
Yeah,
so
never know what's going to happen.
never,
You never know what's going to
You got to
happen.
be ready.
And I think that Allah put that in place. You know, 100 grand told me he had forgot about the interview, and then you guys was coming in. And I look at me. I'm a person that everything happened for a reason. This is what's supposed to happen today. You know what I mean? That wasn't supposed to, it's something that God planned. You know what I mean? And I'm behind it 100%. So what's going on with you, Beezy, as far as like music outside of this that you got going on with the the grieving mothers? What else you got going on?
I'm still working on, and it's sad to say that I got music. You feel me? I'm still adding on there. Called Dragon Peace for real, and especially
That's gonna be
especially
deep.
when Truiee passed. I'm like, damn. But then it's crazy. After Truiee,
Rest in
I
peace,
think it
Truiee.
was like 2 more for real, for real. I can't think offhand. It's crazy. Like I can't even think offhand because I lost so many rappers for real, for real. So I'm working on a Dragon Peace mixtape. It's gonna be a combination of just Baltimore rappers that I mean, I was asking people to send music in, but ain't nobody send music in, so I guess it's just
Shit,
gonna
you gotta
be.
tell me I get the niggas sending that music in.
Man, it's all good. It's just gonna be the people that I work with. You feel me? Like I personally record it.
But you work with everybody.
I mean, not everybody. It's a couple.
80%.
It's like I ain't record Shorty. I ain't record
Tech. You ain't had
yeah, I
Tech.
record Tech.
Yeah, you
I
got
ain't,
that right.
I ain't record what's that nigga name? That got locked up. His father going for mayor. His father Scola. I ain't record Scola. You feel me? You feel me? It's like them. Feel me? The nigga was signed with the system. What's that nigga name? Davo.
Davo. Oh,
Yeah,
Davo signed?
No, I'm saying he with the system, like the little record label called the System for real. I ain't never record him. It's probably the 3 top, you feel me, bottom people I ain't record for real. But you know what I mean? Yeah, other than that, for real, I built my own studio. I'm used to working in other people's studios and shit, you feel me?
See, your shit look
Hadn't,
Gucci.
pay the people half. I'm still gonna be at the compound every now and then, but I'm building my studio from the ground up, you feel me? Like, shout out to my man Truiee when he passed away for real. I was looking at our messages for real.
Shout out to Truiee. Rest in peace to
He had
Truiee.
just called me 4 days before and was like, yo, you feel me? Like, what's up with the studio? And my studio before that, the nigga was like, yo, we building apartments in there, and he only gave me a month to move out because I be living in the studios. Yeah, I lived inside the studios.
I know
You feel
you
me?
a real businessman.
So I had to leave and move out, but once I looked at the message, I'm like, yo, if I would have had this studio up, Truiee Pike could have possibly been in here. So I straight went to Lowe's and all that, man. I straight, man, got to work for real, you feel me? Like, you know what I mean? Because it's like, man, the longer I wait, somebody else gonna be on the Murder Inc. page, for real, you feel me? So I don't,
they got a big endorsement just now. People backing them up. I don't hate Murder Inc. But I'm like, God damn, bro.
Look,
like,
some people
I
don't
want to
watch.
see my
Look,
people's up there.
some people don't watch the news.
Yeah, and he got and I think it's a female to run it. I'm not sure. I wasn't very familiar with the page, but they saying that, RAWDOPE podcast been working. So they reached out to me and I didn't follow them back. And I remember, free my nigga YBG Sosa. Sosa was like, no. Why you ain't following back? They don't do that. Murder Inc. don't just follow people back. It's not like that. They got hundreds of thousands of followers. They must see something because I'm in media and they in media. But I'm like, yo, they had my brother on there, bro. And the shit that the motherfuckers was saying about my brother, I wasn't even feeling.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So I mean, I don't knock nobody for what they do, and I know it's a person of color that done it. You know what I'm saying? So I don't knock it. But Mom Dukes, what can we find you at on social media?
I'm on Instagram, Truiee_mommy.
Spell it out for him real quick.
TRUIE_MOMMY.
And I would tell you what you just encountered. You have a friend with us at RAWDOPE podcast. Because anything that we can do, like I said, I see you got your camera guy here. I got a, what I'm saying, not trying to be slick or nothing. I got a better camera brother that you can work with. We can work together. I don't mind. If you'd have told me today, bro, I need a camera, or you had to bring with your SD chip, you could use my camera and work with it. You know what I'm saying? Well, our music, but listen, the same format that you use to edit. This is what I wanted to tell you.
What?
Music producers use the same programs right there with them 2 computers to edit videos. If you can mix and match the music, you can edit videos and movies. So you know what I mean. That's just how I feel. But what I'm saying is an extra camera there if you ever need it.
But that's let you know that what's
That's
going
love.
on and how he's so down for the cause and what's going. Like he just got on.
Who is he?
It's my man. What's on the mic real quick?
No, just tell him, just introduce him. You know what I mean?
My man Chubbs, man. You feel me? Like I met Chubbs. How long have I known you, Chubbs? 2 years for real. He be bringing. He young for real, but he a young entrepreneur. He be bringing me artists to record and all that for real. He be managing artists for real. You feel me? And he be doing this thing, recording for real. You feel me? Like, you know what I mean? So, and he knew Troy as well, and off the strength of Ft.Truiee, you feel me? He, like you say, he not a cameraman, and everything that's happened, he got a camera, picked up rolling. So now
I'm mad that I didn't get the interview with Troy. Rest in peace, Troy. Do we got one more? Do we got some more music? Just send me one more of them joints. Yeah. I mean, one more of them joints before we get out of here, because I think, matter of fact, I need the whole project sent to Kenny.
I got you.
To the email, the RAWDOPE podcast.
I ain't gonna hold you. I'm gonna send y'all these, but we need y'all go on iTunes and all that to go.
I got you.
Stream that thing. You know what I'm saying?
I got you with streaming. You know that, but I just love his music, and the day we honor him. On RAWDOPE podcast, man, we like to introduce, and it's special because we like to introduce our audience to the artist. Introduce our audience to the person before the artist. So this person is not here, so we introduce you to the person and the artist at the same damn time. We got his beautiful mother in here today, Mother Ft.Truiee in the fucking building, man. And we celebrating his music, we celebrating his life tonight at RAWDOPE podcast, 1808 Woodlawn Drive in the Spot Hookah Lounge. And hey, listen, man, nigga, if you want to bring your lady somewhere and lay back and chill, and if you're trying to have a little birthday gathering, a kick together, any fucking thing you're trying to do, man, pull up 1808 Woodlawn Drive and holler at the guys, man, and they gonna negotiate something with you. Straight up.
Look real good in here too, man. I'm trying to tell you.
It look like your basement. It look like your fucking basement. I think the motherfuckers that own this shit basement look like this shit. You know what I mean? They got some type of fucking designers and shit and say, yo, I'm gonna give it to I want to be in my basement. You feel me? When I open up my spot, and shout out to them, man. You know what I mean? Shout out to them for having us here, man, and letting this shit go on. Run that music, though, Kenny, before we get out of here. Run that fucking music. So I do anything else, like, is it these shirts, any type of merchandise? Because when you go with this, you gotta go. And then I'm just saying, you a mom and you still young. You feel me? Then it's very disrespectful to ask a woman her age, but I'm saying you looking real young over there.
Thank you.
Like you looking real young, so I know you're not 50 years old.
No, I'm not.
I know that much, so that's cool.
I ain't gonna say that I have a whole bunch lined up that I can speak on right this minute, but I'm gonna tell you it's a lot to come, because I just like I always inspired my son, you don't put no limits on nothing. You think big, you be big. So, I'm going to take this as big as God allow me to.
That's right. That's right.
For my baby. I'm going to push his music. Number one fan right here. That's me.
So what song you just sent them?
I sent them My Decisions.
You got it, Kenny? Ain't come yet, Beezy. You know, you the engineer guy. I might have to pay you too, Beezy, because you got to fucking get my man right. You know, shout out to Rogue too with they podcast, the joint. That's the joint we working off of. That shit slick. I want Rogue to give me some money. Hit that notification button, hit the subscribe button. And listen, Mama Ft.Truiee, we got some cardinal rules on this podcast. And I ain't said the last podcast, but I thought it was inappropriate, but it has to be appropriate. No fuck shit, no fake shit, no foolishness. Anything you say can and will be used against you on the internet. And that don't apply to Mama Ft.Truiee, but that apply to my man Beezy. Cause he know what's up. Mama Ft.Truiee, it ain't none of that matters to you. But to my man that is, man. And Beezy, I wanna hook up with you because I'm telling you, man, I'm claiming it. I'm going to the fucking top by the end of the year. They gotta give me some money.
I see what's going on.
Yes! Ft.Truiee, rest in peace, Ft.Truiee. We miss you out here. We got Mom Dukes in the building. We celebrating you, baby.
You can naturally feel if a person ain't right or if you got a funny feeling about someone's violence.
Drug Harley Beezy.
I keep smoking insane. I've been getting high all day. Keep on stressing from the decisions I made. I done lost my mind. If they catch me, never do a long time. Got a warrant in my name and I ain't lying. I've been running these streets for too long. I ain't getting no sleep. Been a while since a nigga played me. These niggas bitch made. Now they ain't fucking with me. I'm the last of a dying breed. Feeling like the real breed. Catch some niggas slipping, I'ma sneak them. Bullets rip the tissue, yeah, you leaking. Got your homie tweaking. Why you leave your brother on the ceiling? Watch him having trouble with his breathing. Die for no reason. Niggas be die for no reason. Get step back, keep your eyes seasoned. Stay on your defense. I keep my head on the swivel. Cause some of these niggas will get you. Lot of niggas play around. Youngins think you dirty for them bags now. I can get collected with my head down. Gotta keep your head high through the hard times and the dark times. I got family fighting cases right now. I be feeling lonely. I know niggas that'll kill their homies. So I can't be surrounded by no phonies. Niggas play the 50. Why you say you riding, you ain't with me? Got me think you plotting how to get me. I be smoking insane. I been getting high all day. Keep on stressing from the decisions I made. I done lost my mind. If they catch me, never do a long time. Got a warrant in my name and I ain't lying. I've been running these streets for too long. I ain't getting no sleep. Been a while since a nigga played me. These niggas bitch made. Now they ain't fucking with me. I'm the last of a dying breed.
Yes. Rest in peace, Truiee. Yes. So, Mom Dukes, anything, this last couple seconds, last few minutes that we got, just give us a little bit of everything you want to raise awareness on, a little bit of you before we get out of here, and then end it where they can find you at on social media, because I'm getting ready to follow that right now when you tell me. Put her stuff in for me so we can follow, and we want to upload this video tonight. It might not upload because sometimes it should be long, but when it upload I might be asleep, but just know before 9 a.m. it'll be in you and Beezy DM. Oh yeah, so yeah, I'm a businessman, so this is me sending something.
I just wanted to speak to all the moms out here. Y'all wake up, y'all. It's our city, man. Our city bleeding out here. Our city is bleeding. Our kids' lives is being taken, man. If it's not our children, or if it's not your children, it's somebody's child you know, it's your brother, your sister, your niece, your nephew. These our children. You know, and it's up to us parents to advocate for our kids.
That's right.
You know, our kids matter, like I said, so I'm going to speak out for mine, and I'm going to speak for the mothers that don't have the voice right now. You know, or don't have the energy, or just not up to, you know, being bothered about anything, because grief is real, you know, and everybody grieve differently and everybody communicate differently. So, you know, some people may have the heart to want to speak out, but just don't know how. So, like I said, I don't know where it's taking us. You know what I'm saying? I just know that I was starting for my child, and God had other plans. So I'm speaking out for all our kids, man. The city bleeding out here, man. Wake up. Wake up. I don't want it to happen to y'all children.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
real out here.
You gotta keep going for me.
It's real out here.
I'm feeling I need more knowledge of it. I listen to his tape, and I can see how she talk.
You know where you get it from.
Yeah, know where you get it from. You talking about God sent it to her. No, that came from Mom Dukes. Because people always tell me when I'm out and about, people, I gotta laugh at this, because every time I'm out with somebody, people always call me a female. So at first, I got in a few fights because of that. But then I just started be like, yo, you gotta just holler at my mother. That's my twin. You get what I'm saying? Like, I look just like my mother. Now, me, my mama, and my sister, we all look alike. You know what I'm saying? So I just trip over that. I don't let that shit get to me. And I learned, and that came better with age, because if I was 25, I'd be like, shot your fucking face off for it. And did the 15 years in jail about it and felt no remorse. But now, 20 years later, I can't do that, because I don't even got time to be in jail.
I said something like that, and you laughed it off like Beezy. Niggas Niggas always, you feel me?
Yeah, cause you my man. I ain't
Right.
want, but some days, excuse my language, I gotta whip my dick out. I be on some shit. Some days I might get in a fist fight about it, but you know, most of the time be like, man, you know, don't mix the negative with the, you know, the,
Right.
with the pot. I don't even really care about that. Sometimes
Yeah.
it get ignored though. But Mama True, we just appreciate you for coming out and showing love on our platform. And Beezy, you know, you are RAWDOPE podcast alumni, so it's always a plus to have you. And you know, you can book an interview anytime you want,
sir.
though. But just tell the people before we get out of here what's coming up with Beezy in the music industry, because you're an important part of Baltimore. So
Yeah, man.
you know what I mean. Just give us the input
just,
where they can find you.
Just you can find me at AYY_Beezy. I'm about to just work on this this Dragon piece and go check that Ft.Truiee mixtape on iTunes. It's everywhere for real.
What's the name of it? What's the title of the mixtape?
Bad Influence. Mr. Bad Influence. That's
How
what
many
he called
tracks on
himself.
it?
It's 10 songs on there, 10 solid songs for real, you feel me? And we worked on it for 2 years, like I said, for real. And 10 solid songs, man. 10 solid songs. You paid me.
Go check
I
it
usually
out, yo.
charge people, you pay me half, and then once I'm done the tape, you give me the other half. He straight slapped that bread down like, yo, man, do that. You feel me? I want it the Beezy way. You feel me? So
Businessman.
yeah, he wasn't playing. You feel me? So, I mean, I got straight to it for real. I mixed it down, and then I can let me see something real quick. I can read the message I sent him for real after just listening to every single song for real, yo. I'm gonna read to you real quick what I said to this man, yo. And I talk to some people, but you feel me? That ain't really my job. If you got it, you got it, yo. But you feel me? I'm about to read to you what I told this man, yo. I said, nigga, you hard as shit. I pray that God let you get noticed. So much pain in your music, you a talented nigga. It be different when you hear the song, when you hear song at the song. You got a voice nobody in Baltimore gonna have. Fuck with your music. I got real vibes from certain songs. You feel me?
Wow,
I
rest
wrote
in
that
peace,
September
Truiee.
8th at 3:21 p.m. for real. You feel me? Wow. That's how I really felt about the whole tape. I'm like, God damn, shorty, like, yeah, I mean, his man Ant, cause I always, you know, I be comparing, cause you in a group, I don't give a fuck. You in a group, you won't get compared. You feel me?
Yeah.
His man Ant was, you know what I mean? He out there for real. But when we was sitting down, I said, yo, I'm telling you, yo.
What are you from East Baltimore?
Is Ant from East Baltimore? Ant, he from East Baltimore too?
Yeah.
I ain't
Shorty
know.
from East Baltimore, right?
Yeah. I never knew. I'm in the studio. They just knock at the door and I don't be, you feel me? But I told him, I'm like, yo, your voice, dummy, yo, Ant hard, but Ant more on a silly, goofy party. It's crazy because he transitioned to some more like to more emotional music now for real. But I'm like, yo, you gonna be that voice, that struggle voice. You feel me? He gonna have the party vibes, and you gonna have that struggle vibe. You feel me?
It's like since the passing of Truiee, like some of his closest friends, they still in contact with you or like reach out and stuff like that.
Some of them do.
Do you have any children?
No kids. I wish she did. Wish she did leave me a grandchild. No children.
Wow. He was born in the 90s, right?
97.
90s. I caught my first, was it 97? I think I caught my first, no, it was 95, I think. No, it was 96. I caught my first adult charge in 96. Dang, he was born in 97. How old was you when you first had him, if you don't mind?
17.
17.
Love had me at 16 for real.
Yeah, your father went to Forest Park, right?
He went up
Northwestern.
yeah, all that for real. Bro. Like, that's where he up and down there for real.
Yeah, Beezy, man. This is like been a beautiful. So at 17 years old, when people tell it, because I got to get to this before we get out of it. My mother had me when she got pregnant when she was 14, had me when she was 15. So you had a baby a little 2 years, after her. But like at 17, I know a lot of people be telling you too young to have it. What made you keep that baby at that age? Because back in the 90s, abortion was real popular. You know that, and I'm guessing we around the same age, so I know that was like real popular. Then what made you just keep that child and just put your life on hold? Because once you have a child, you putting your life on hold. You know what I mean? To start this new life and to take this journey with this child and you for the next 20-some, 100 years, whatever God allow you to live. So what that was like?
That was my first son. That was just everything about that child of mine was special. And I'm not saying that both of my kids aren't special, because they are. And I always say you don't love one more than the other. But you have a different connection with each child.
With your firstborn, right?
Period. You know, and more so, not even, you know, like I said, you love them both the same, but you love them differently because they are different. And with my oldest son, it was more so like I was still a child,
right?
You know,
17.
So it was like he grew with me. Our bond was even different. You know, it's like, you know, some parents make a joke, oh, your first kid is your practice for your second. No, it's not even that they your practice. It's just, you know, depending on when you have that child and depending on how mature you are, it's like, where are you in your life when you having that child? And at that point, like I said, I was young. So it's like, yeah, my baby grew up with me. It's like we grew together. You know what I'm saying? And yes, I was responsible for him, but everything about him was so special because it's like, this my first being. This the first being that I created, that I'm responsible for to teach everything in life. So it's like, it makes you step up. You know what I'm saying? So I never forget. It's like, I was so excited. It's like, oh my God. You know, this, I'm about to have a little boy, like this my baby. This, you know, at that point you don't even realize you young. You like, look, I gotta grow immediately. You immediately is like, you know, you snap into mommy mode, you know. So I can't even just, you know, it's like I'm trying to describe it, but everything about him is so emotional for me right now because it's just like, and that's my kid.
Right.
That's my everything. That was still my little boy.
Right.
Whether it was my oldest boy or not, like, that's my son.
That's right.
That's my son. Every time I seen his face, my son had a smile that would just light up this whole room. You know what I'm saying? My son was so genuine. Like, he was passionate. When I say he was 7 years old, writing music, where he couldn't barely even spell the words, you know, and he coming home, his book bag full of all these balled up raps, and I'm fussing at him. What you doing? Why you ain't doing your work? You playing it? What are you doing? You don't even know what you writing. And the whole time, that's something my son knew who he was.
He like a martyr. You know what I mean? Like Freddie Gray was. Rest in peace of Freddie Gray. It be people be before their time, and I feel like God have a limit for them. Because they different, because now that I'm listening to the joint, I'm going in the house tonight on iTunes, and I'm put the headphones on, and I'm going to go to sleep to it. You know, the music, because, you know, while we all going to build a documentary, you build, because that's what I'm into, you know, the podcast, the vlogs, and my ultimate goal is to be a documentary specialist. Fuck a movie, fuck a sitcom. I'm trying to read, because I that's all I watch. Like, if you catch me on live, I just always watch shit that's really going on. You know what I'm saying? I like that type of shit. So by it being a documentary, it's like, when I listen to the music and if I narrate it, it's a crazy thing that God gave me, that I can really understand him through the music, because that's how much I've been in love with music since I could walk. So when I listen to the music, I can hear the person. You know what I mean? And you could tell, oh, this a fake ass nigga, or this a real nigga. And by the 3 songs that we played tonight, I can hear something where as though it make me want to dig deeper and deeper into his dictionary. So when it comes time for me to narrate, I'm going to know things, and you're going to be like, oh, how you know that? Because I heard it in the rap. You get what I'm saying? You heard it in the rap, because the way a person get through things is describing. You write poetry, so you know the pen could take you out of this world. Absolutely. The pen, you just get to zone it with the pen, and like, how the fuck did I come up with that? It's just your brain and your pen work together, and it just send you to a flawless victory. So, you know, I look forward to the project and I look forward to working with it. But man, I really appreciate y'all coming out tonight, man. Supporting the podcast, and I support you 100%. And once again, we want to say, you know, rest in peace, Truiee. We miss you. You know, your mother here. She love you. And long as she here on this earth, she gonna carry on the legacy.
Already.
You get what I'm saying? And a lot of people, and it might not be this month, it might not be next month, but a lot of people gonna hear that CD, and a lot of downloads and streams gonna come your way.
Them bitches streaming. I ain't gonna
I could believe it. I could believe it.
27,000. That bitch.
I could believe it because just her in the music, it make you want to get involved with that. It make you want to get involved with that. But is there anything y'all want to say before we get out of here?
Man, you said enough, man.
Right.
We still got more building to do. Next time we come back, we'll have more events to talk about.
Yes,
man.
and y'all gotta come back for June before the project drop. But this is Raw Dope Podcast, and I'm your host, Hand 5000, and we out of here. Peace.